Capricorn, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early December 2022. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's going on for the lovely Capricorns out there. My guides, talk to me. What do we got for these Cappies? I hope you're all doing fabulous. And yeah, we're just going to look at this first card real quick, then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But here we go. Let's get this going for Capricorn, please, and thank you. Been having some pretty interesting readings the past few weeks. I'm sure this one will be the same. Now, this is an aesthetically beautiful card. There's a lot going on here. It could be somebody trying to avoid issues or stay drama-free, but there's a lot of layers here. Before we dive into it, though, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the December subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it, my friends. But into the reading, enough of the promo. Have a look at this gorgeous card. Now, you see that lady? It looks like she's walking through a pond. Lots of water, there's the swans or birds, and she is dressed up like one. So this could be several things to me. We could be speaking about an emotional time. A lot of you might have a heightened sense of emotion, more than usual. But to me, this is somebody trying to blend in. So you might be in that mode where you're just not trying to deal with anyone's BS, no drama. I'm just going to lay low a little bit. There could be someone around you that's laying low as well, so just keep that in mind. Another vibe I always pick up with this card, aside from that, is that it's aesthetically beautiful. So maybe you're working on your look. Maybe you're thinking about beauty and beauty products and this and that. Doesn't matter if you're male, female, or anything in between. Appearances, aesthetics, so decoration, wardrobe, stuff like that. But for some of you, like I said, it could just be like avoidance of drama, avoiding issues. If that's not somebody avoiding you in general, let's get into tarot. As I always say, that doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a footnote for us. We're going to get you 3 cards in the upright before I get that intuitive, juicy stuff. So let's shuffle it up one time for the lovely Cappies here. What do we got for my friends in early December, my gods? So, like I was saying, last week's reading was interesting, and it seems like we've been doing some jump rope with the readings from week to week, because we go from extremely positive to some warnings, good to rough, good to rough. So there could have been a lot of ups and downs recently, whether within yourself or things you're going through. But last week's reading was titled Beware of This Person. So watching the company you keep, it could have been a dicey individual or attachment, could have even been a work thing. But I wasn't really feeling the vibe last week of a certain individual. But let's get 3 cards out here and see what we have for you this week. As I always say, take it how it hits for you. Energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone. Let's get these 3 out, because we could be seeing your energy or somebody else you're connected to, right? There's a lot of cross-watchers and such. Let's get what's going on here. So we do have the Queen of Cups, and what I was just speaking about, possibly being an emotionally heightened time, it definitely comes through with this Queen of Cups right in position number 1. We'll have to talk about her. Many positives with that card. But every card has a double-edged sword, right? Every card has a positive and challenge. We have the Chariot in position number 2. Very interesting, heavy, heavy water sign vibes here to start us off. Let's put that down. We're going to get one more. This deck is gorgeous. We're using Tarot in Wonderland. I've been having a lot of fun with it this week, because aesthetically it's so beautiful. Let's get one more, though. Thank you. All right, yeah, so we do have the 3 of Swords, so the realm of emotion could be big, because even though that is a sword card, it is in that realm of feeling, emotion. Now, we're going to go through, I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, and we'll get that juicy, intuitive stuff. But position number 1, the Queen of Cups, like I said, this could be a water sign, so think Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. If this isn't an individual, this is a motherly, nurturing type of energy. It could speak about an abundance of emotion, an abundance of feeling. It could represent love, situations, and romance in general. But the rough side of this card, aside from being a good shoulder to lean on, artistic, creative, in touch with one's emotions, is the Queen of Cups can suppress things. Somebody holding something down, suppressing it, and not really speaking about it with somebody. So we're going to want to see what clarifies her, because that could be super important if that Queen of Cups isn't a person. Now, we're getting double down on the water sign energy, because right next to it we have the Chariot. This card to me is one of the bigger cards of action and movement. It's probably the fastest card in the whole entire deck. Now, this could represent a Cancerian. The positives of this card, aside from distance, aside from travel, it's heavily action-oriented. It could speak about determination, making a choice, going to and fro, towards or away. So there's big action and movement here with this card if it's not a person we're seeing. I always say there's a little caveat with the Chariot. It's important to remember a chariot was originally an instrument of war. So when I see this card, it can speak about a little conflict, a little battle brewing. So we want to clarify this and see what it's about. Now, as we get to the back end, this is where it's going to raise our eyebrows slightly. We have the Three of Swords, one of the most iconic tarot cards in the whole deck. I say it every time we see it because we've seen this imagery everywhere. Now, although on this deck it is fluffy and beautiful, it's a cake, we see those three swords cutting through a heart. When I see this, I think of pain. I think of somebody who's hurting, brokenhearted types of feelings. It could be something very small and minor. This could be someone who's uncomfortable, a little anxious, a little stressed or nervous. But in its roughest sense, this can be somebody who's like really heartbroken or going through an emotional upheaval, which we're kind of seeing a lot of emotion tied here. So if that's not you, there might be someone you're connected to that's going through a really emotionally taxing time. I want to see what it's all about, though. We really don't want to assume until we have the rest of the cards out, because it could be healing. Let's dive deeper. We're going to jump in and clarify. Okay, so we're going to get a good shuffle here for you, Capricorn, and see what's going on, my guides. Talk to me. What do we got for Capricorn here? And yes, my friends, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's see what's up with that Queen of Cups. And if you read tarot yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling anything off this spread that you want to give to Capricorn, you can drop it in the comments. I don't mind. You won't be stepping on my toes. Queen of Cups time. Why is she here? Why is the Queen of Cups here? Thank you. Okay, yeah, we do have the Ace of Wands underneath this. And I'm just getting the vibe. When we get the Ace of Wands, I'll just say this. It can be a card of communication. It can be a card of opportunities. It is very fiery and passionate. When I'm seeing this under the Queen of Cups, I'm getting a bubbling emotion or emotional upheaval in a way where if somebody's trying to suppress something or hold it down long enough, it could come bubbling to the surface. So just know there could be an emotional eruption of some sort. There could be an emotional explosion of some sort, where if somebody isn't too happy, they're not too pleased, they're suppressing. Eventually, that's going to come flying out, especially with what we have next, the Chariot, Three of Swords. So just beware, like this can be an emotional eruption or explosion of some sort. Now, for some of you, this can just be some sort of like base attraction to a water sign, simply. Okay, we could get a lot of messages from this. It can also be a good card of opportunity and fiery. But another thing I'm picking up here is somebody that may seem a little meek or harmless on the outside, but they have a fire within them, right? They have a really burning hot fire. I want to see how the rest of this plays out, because it's not necessarily rough. Maybe you need to have some sort of talk or venting session. Could be someone around you that might need to vent things as well. Let's see what's up with the Chariot. Why is the Chariot here for Capricorn? Very interesting. Yeah, that card popped out super, super quick. Okay, we do have the Five of Cups. Okay. You're going to want to watch out for anyone like making a mistake. And I was kind of picking this up in some of the water signs last week. So if you're connected to a water sign, you might want to revisit last week's readings for them. The Five of Cups is the River of Tears. When we see it appearing in a spread like this with the Three of Swords and all the things we were speaking about before, this could be somebody who's in pain, upset. It could even be depression as well. And when I see it under an action card like the Chariot, sure, it might just be a water sign that you were very closely attached to that's really going through a tough time. Absolutely. But the big vibe I'm making here is like, beware of mistakes, mishaps. There could be somebody that does something spontaneously with the action of the Chariot, and they're not going to be too happy with themselves here. So I would, in this time, take things slow and steady. Don't be too spontaneous, because this does feel like a warning about making a mistake, making a mishap. If this isn't somebody that you're connected to, like something might have spun out of control and things went away that it wasn't supposed to, That's a vibe, or wasn't planned to. We're going to see what's up with that Three of Swords. Because when I see the Chariot, I just think action, right? And the consequences of that action, right here, the Five of Cups, it's not the best. There's a little bit of pain here. And like I'm saying, I'm not feeling this is all necessarily you. Let's see what's up with the Three of Swords. You might be very much unbothered about something. Maybe you're in Queen of Cups mode where you're just not saying a thing about it. You might be keeping your lips zipped. But let's see what's up with that Three of Swords. Then we'll do a quick recap before we get into the Shadow card. Why is this Three of Swords here? Just a little bit of pain, my friends. It's fleeting though, right? It comes and goes. That's what life is about, right? We all go through the ups and downs. The deck is being very specific here for this Three of Swords. I want to see what shows up. Thank you. Yeah, we have the Four of Swords popping up in reverse. This is a lot of mental action. There is somebody whose thoughts might be spinning, their brain might be going, they can't quite control their thoughts, and the overthinking might be like really hurting them or killing them. This is somebody really, and I don't want to use the word killing. You know me, I try to keep it light and polite and optimistic. But the Four of Swords in reverse, to me, that's another action card with the Three of Swords. This could be a lot of high-strung anxiety. This could be someone whose like mind is just going. Intuitively, that's how this is feeling to me. Like their mind is going, they can't control these thoughts. And with everything we have ahead of it, sure, could this possible mishap have been with communication? Absolutely. Somebody has some hurt feelings, maybe. But with the Three of Swords and the Four of Swords in reverse, I just get that somebody is, I don't want to say making it worse on themselves. They just can't get their mind state in control for whatever reason. Like this is someone's brain or mind running away from them. Very Nine of Swords like. That's what this is making me feel. So let's go through, because I am seeing pain, I am seeing hurt. Let's go through and I'll give you a quick little recap of this spread. Then we'll get into the Shadow card. And of course, if this doesn't hit, all good, my friends. You can check your other alignments if you'd like. But if you kindly look in the box, position number 1, we have the Queen of Cups with the Ace of Wands in the upright. Sure, this could be a very close attraction to a water sign, right? Where there's a lot of passion and desire here. But a big vibe I was picking up is that somebody's going to suppress something until it comes bubbling up. This does feel like an emotional eruption of some sort or an emotional explosion. So just believe that. That's kind of what I'm feeling. Doesn't necessarily have to be all bad, but as we press through the reading, we have the Chariot and the Five of Cups in the upright, right? And it was giving me that mishap, mistake type of feeling, like something spun out of hand, something unplanned happened, it didn't go the way someone wanted it to go, and there's a little guilt here, someone feeling bad. Do with that what you will, but on the back end, we have the Three of Swords, Four of Swords in reverse. Whatever this is, whoever this is, their mind is their own worst enemy in this time. There is pain, there's a little hurt here, but someone is just thinking, very Nine of Swords like. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. I'm going to get you one Shadow card just to see what's up, Cappy. What's going on with the Capricorns? Yeah, because this could just be someone prominent in your life. Right? They might need a friend. They might need a shoulder to lean on. But yeah, let's see what's in the shadows for you. I'm still using the Shadowland Tarot for this portion. I was like putting the cherry on top of a reading with this. What do we got in the shadows? Thank you. Yeah, Ten of Swords, pain, right? And that seems to be the common denominator through the reading this week. Like there is something not sitting right. There's a little bit of pain here. Now, when we see the Ten of Swords in the shadows, this does not surprise me in the least. This card is very common to see in the shadows. So I do see it. I think of pain, possible betrayals, rough and tough endings, rock bottoms. There is something that still needs to be resolved. If you've recently suffered any sort of loss, this could be showing up here in the shadows, right? Like losses of various different kinds. But it is some unresolved pain that might need to be looked at, okay? Now, I do say the shadow section is usually someone's shadows within themselves. Sure, this could be someone, like if this reading was resonating about someone you're connected to, they might be in this Ten of Swords rock bottom mode. But I do feel for some of you, this is like an unresolved pain. I'm even getting trust issues here as well, so just beware of that in this time. Those things might come bubbling up. Capricorn, that's what I have for you this week, though, my friends. Don't click away just yet. I'm going to give you the details of the December subscriber surprise. If you got your name in for the November subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced after the Fire Air readings this week. But for December, I'm giving away 2 copies of the beautiful Tarot in Wonderland. This is the deck I used in this week's reading. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. Second, let me know down in the comments which tarot card makes you happiest when you see it. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of December, I will put the winners in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love to you, and I'll see you next time.